cause the China play the booth before the slaughter. You better fire up the MPs and MIDI controllers, set the standard for the slums. Red rum, your eardrum. This Puerto Rican top ain't a warrior, you wanna just duck when my spears come. See loose lips, sink ships, Titanic ice is shit. I'm chopping heads off, send the foot as the kicks. The circle, you're set. My niggas green berets, the niggas serving so late. Your niggas.
What's really good, ladies and gentlemen? It's the OG Boricua Dandada. Scrooge McBand's on the bottom left. None of us matter. We got the Warden, Jordan Christie. I should have said Jordan Christie, a.k.a. the Warden. My brother, how are you doing?
I'm good, my man. How you guys doing?
I'm all right, man. I'm chilling. So before he even asks questions, we've been talking since before even Battle for the Border started, right?
Yeah.
What was the call like? Because I know we were kind of talking about it. The conversation of getting into Ice Wars. What was that like?
How it started?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna get into it when it first came around after the second one, but after like COVID and stuff happened and everything took a little bit of hiatus, things kind of went, to the side there for a little bit. But once I seen that it was coming back around, man, I still had AJ's number from the last time, so I just hit him up, man, and was like saying I was still interested and stuff like that, and he knew how like excited I was and how much I really wanted to be involved in it. So he got me linked up with Charlie and linked up with the other boys, and then before you know it, man, we got a contract and I was officially an Ice Warrior.
That's crazy, because I think that's got to be one of the coolest parts for you, especially like the process of becoming a fighter and then having your fight. I was like, yo, one of these days I'm going to ask him, like, what was the process like? And then leading up to your fight, how was the camp? Was the camp like a little nervous because it's different, or?
The camp was good, man. It was just the getting used to synthetic ice was really different.
Yeah.
I've never been on that before, and so I was lucky that one of the guys that sponsored me, he has goalie school all year round, and that's what he trains on is synthetic ice.
Wow.
So yeah, so he got me out there, man, and for the first, I don't know, I'd say for the first time I was on the ice for about an hour or so, and I didn't touch anything, didn't do nothing, just skated, just try to get my wheels underneath me and kind of cutting corners, doing different things. But then as progressed, it became pretty. I got a feel for it. Same with the ice that Ice Wars used was totally different too. It was a lot more slipperier and a lot more, I could actually move around a little bit. I was actually thrown off of how different the ice was, but it's all about your edges, man. And when you're on synthetic ice, it's not like you're moving because you're moving. There's no ice where you can glide a little bit. So no, it was that was the hardest part, was getting used to that. But the camp itself went good, man. I did a lot of so I used to box when I was a kid. From like when I was 13 till I was about 18 years old. So some of the stuff that the fighting was pretty natural. It was just trying to get my breathing and stuff back to where it was, and it still wasn't where I needed it to be for the fight. But this camp here, like I start camp today, it's only 1:30 in the afternoon here, so I got about 2 more hours, and then I'm going to train for about 3 hours today. I got 12 weeks, and it's a lot of cardio, man. So. Like I had, like at the event, Dean Mayran and John Morassi both told me like I could fight, but I want to be able to fight longer, so I'm just going to keep keep the hands sharp and all that. But I'm not really I'm not really focused on my boxing this one. I really want to be like a marathon fighter, man.
Okay, my bad, McBand. I'm gonna let you have your question. I just want to answer one more question before you ask your questions. How crazy is it? See, it's weird because the last few interviews I've done outside of Ice Wars, I've done some of the women's champions in bare knuckle, and I've asked the question, like as a husband, I never could understand how it would be easy to watch my wife get hit. For your wife, she's actually right there. It had to be the most intense thing in the like. Did you guys talk about it? Like, yo, this is going to be crazy. Like, or is she just gung ho? Like, we get it done.
Like, well, at the first one I told her I was doing, like, without her, I wouldn't have been able to do it. Like, I had to have really good full support to have my wife do that for me, because I talked to her about it and she's seen how excited I was, and she was all for it, man. And then, to be honest with you, at the fight, she was more nervous than I was. Like, it's weird. Like, I never had butterflies, or I didn't have nothing the whole entire day, nothing. It wasn't even like I was like, man, the boys were in the back and like, we're all getting ready. I'm sitting there in a t-shirt and jeans, just sitting there talking to my family members, man. I was looking over and everybody's doing these stretches and, warming up on the pads. And I'm just sitting here like I'm talking to you. My wife's there, my father-in-law's there. And Kevin Smith's like, you might want to start getting dressed. I said, okay, got my gear on, man. I'm sitting there. And then so the fight before me, they had an intermission beforehand, right after that fight.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and I was just chilling. And then once Kevin Smith tapped me on the shoulder to stand up, I kind of got a little bit of the nervous a little bit. But I think it was more or less the crowd.
Okay.
Like when I walked out of there and I seen everybody, I was like, but once I stood there on the ramp and seen everybody and just took it all in, it was just another day at the office for me, man. I was just like, I got this. Walked in there, had my face, like just the whole switch. It's a real thing when people talk about it, man.
See,
I went from having a conversation with my wife, just chilling, and all of a sudden I was just bam, ready to go.
And it's tough to gauge because we haven't seen obviously the show hasn't came out yet, so we've all seen the clip that you have. It's a long clip, but it looks like your wife is literally like a corner man. Because as soon as you come over, she got the water ready, and I'm like, she got ice in her veins, right? Like she's a gangster.
Yeah, my wife's down to ride with me, man. No matter what it is, she's always there. She's got my back 100%. Just like I have hers, and whatever she wants to do, I support her. And whatever I want to do, she supports me. But no, I had my father-in-law in my corner, and I had my wife in my corner, and she's more. It's like every fighter, like their wife has to pretty much be, they're getting the green light before they do this. I don't care who you are. Your wife has got to give you the approval before you start doing something like this.
For sure.
100%. You can't tell me that either they're not or they're full of shit. But so I said to her, not only do I want you to support me, like I want you to be in my corner, man. She had all the stuff going to Edmonton. Like they gave us stuff there. She had the bucket. She had, she had it all. Like she had, and then my father-in-law, he linked up with a couple of corner men from the boys out there. He learned a bunch of different tips and tricks of the trade, man. Like now that we use that in our thing, they were unreal. It was their first time, but you wouldn't have been able to tell.
No, that's what I was gonna say. It looked like this is what they did, right? Like I said, we only have a sample of it. But I was like, yo, when I get them, I gotta ask because they look like this is their job, right? Like this is how they make their money. I was like, this is crazy. Yeah. My bad, McBands. Go ahead because I've been kind of ODing.
My question is who is your inspiration for fighting?
Who's my inspiration for fighting? Oh, dude. So I'm from Cape Breton, so we had the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League here. So when I was growing up as a kid, man, there was a lot of that was one of the toughest leagues that you could come out of. Like a lot of NHL tough guys came out of that league, like Donald Brashear, Peter Worrell, Sandy McCarthy, a lot of guys. But there was a guy called Pascal Morenzi that used to play here. I don't know if you guys can YouTube him. He was only about my size, 5'10". And I remember going to the rink as a kid and watching him beating up guys that were 6'2", 6'3". And I was like, I want to be that guy. You know what I mean? Another guy that's from here where I live is called George Davis. You can also YouTube that guy. He's the first player ever to jump in another team's bench.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
So the video was out of the guy actually jumping in the bench and banging out?
Yeah, you can YouTube that, yeah.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, all I gotta type is George Davis. It'll literally be the first video that you that comes up. Darren from the Fourth Line Voice there, he's got a YouTube channel. He has it. So George, he actually got drafted by the Anaheim Mighty Ducks because of that. And that was one of the guys. So he was a big inspiration. And what was cool about that is during my fight camp on the last fight, George actually came over to help me train. So I got to live out a little bit of a childhood dream there, just sharing the ice with somebody I looked up to as a kid. So yeah, man, but they're my inspirations for fight, how I got into fighting. But now it's like I got 3 kids, man, the wife and stuff like that. I just want to show them, you can do whatever you want to do. And this is always what I always wanted to do.
That's cool. And I'm going to steal one of your questions because I'll say it better than you will. How does someone get the nickname the Warden? Because that's probably one of the craziest names I've ever heard. Like when it's the Warden, I was like, yo, it's giving me flashbacks.
Yeah, well, the wife actually gave me that one too. So we were sitting in the me and my wife, we do everything together, man, absolutely everything. And
Bless.
I got a job home now, but me and her do work in the oil fields in Alberta. So we get jobs together. We work next to each other. We do everything we do together. And when this came up, I was trying to think of a bunch of nicknames, and people were spitballing nicknames to me and trying to throw one at me and stuff. And then she came up with actually Jordan the Warden because it rhymed with my first name. And you make the jokes around, people call the wife the Warden and stuff like that. So it was like it kind of came into fruition here, and like the Warden runs the jail cell, and I'm looking to run the ice box, so I kind of went good to go.
You see, all right. So I'm gonna say much love to your wife because this is my son, obviously, and I tell him like, if you don't have a wife that rides with you, and I
Yeah.
know he's young, he doesn't understand what that means, but if you listen to the ideology of what he's been saying the whole time, that's what you need in life. Because if you have that, you're set. He's got a queen. I'm just letting you know, like the information he's throwing out there is legit. Go ahead, ask a question.
So if you had to fight if you wanted to fight anyone from BKFC Ice Wars, who would it be?
All of them,
I would
dude.
ask this question.
All of them. I don't have a specific guy. Like eventually, when you're in, to me, when you're in when you're in a division like this, you're in a cruiserweight division. Everybody in that division is gonna have to get it eventually. You know what I mean? I don't say no to fights. I don't say no to anybody. I don't really care. Especially with new guys. Like when I was supposed to fight Luke Noel, like I told AJ flat out, like I don't need to know the guy's name because chances are I don't know him anyway. You know what I mean? So I don't know, and I don't give a fuck as long as this guy's here on the day I'm supposed to be here. We're gonna bang it out on that night. But no, like the cruiserweight to me divisions, they got a lot of stacked people. It's a really like a lot of guys are usually normally my weight. That 175 over to 190. There's a lot of normal like day to day people are around that 200 pounds. You know what I mean? And then like the heavyweight division stacked, but like I find it's easier to find a cruiserweight
Yep.
than
Yep.
it is to find like Devin Gibson's weight class, for example. It's like 135. If you're not a professional fighter, chances are you're not going to be 135 pounds. Like it's not a really normal size weight class
Yeah.
for day to day people, but it is. But like heavyweights, like that's like I usually I weighed in at 188. I'm probably around that normally, 188, 190. If I wanted to, I could probably go to 200 pounds. I was just on that Reddit BKFC podcast the other day, and he asked me, would I ever do heavyweight? And I was just, the only reason why I wouldn't is because I'm too small. Like
You
I'm
see, and
5'10", you know what I mean?
I think a lot of people don't realize when you're at a natural weight, like you're saying, say like the 180, 188, you start jumping up to 200, you're fatigued, you fatigue more. Your body isn't right because that's not your natural weight.
No, it's not. It's just what you're gaining in one, you're losing in the other. Like, okay,
Yep.
when I'm 200 pounds, I might be able to hit a little harder, but my punches are going to be a lot slower than they would be if I was in cruiserweight in my division. Like me, there's a video there, me and Cole, we're just machine gunning each other. Like if I
Yep.
was like with just two nail guns going at it, but like if I wouldn't be able to do that in heavyweight because it's not really my natural thing. Like I might be able, like I said, I might be able to crack you harder, but like
Yeah.
speed kills, man. I'm looking to be an entertaining fighter. I'm not. If you get a knockout, that's great. But anybody that's going to fight me, I hope they just plant their feet and want to throw them like that.
You see, and that's where, like, I try to tell people, if you've never been okay, I'm gonna be honest. The most annoying thing in the world to me is when people try to talk fighting and they've never been in a fight in their life, right? Like,
Yeah.
So I don't think people understand how long 1 minute is in a fight, right? Like I've said this a few times. 1 minute in a fight is an eternity. Then you're also doing it with pads. So it does take some of the stamina and the cardio because you do have that extra weight. You're doing 3 1-minute rounds, which is insane. And you guys are throwing bombs on each other.
Oh yeah, like if you go to a hockey game and you got to fight, like a fight's probably 15, 20 seconds max.
Exactly.
You get your odd one, like you're here and there. Don't get me wrong. There has been fights that have been a minute. Very rarely are you going to get that. But we got hockey gear on, and you're fighting for 3 straight. And like I fought for 3 straight minutes. Like there was no grabbing and clutching and trying to nothing. Me and Cole threw from the bell to bell, man. And it takes a lot out of you, dude. Like. So now at this camp here, like I'm not just training for 1-minute rounds. I'm trying to train for basically 3 5-minute rounds, like a UFC fighter, man. On this one, like if you don't have a gas tank, It's you can't if you can't breathe, you can't fight. So it's a
Exactly.
long time, dude. It is. It's a long time for those out there who you got the coaches out there who like to sit on the coach and say, "Oh, I could have done this or I could have done that."
Hmm.
You wouldn't last fucking 15 seconds in there on your best day with some of these guys.
See, and
So
it's wild because I played football and basketball growing up, and I remember, at my age, I was killing everybody. And when I started playing with the adults, I was like, 13, 14, playing in the 21 and over. My cardio was shit, right? Like,
yeah,
because I could run with kids my age because it was whatever. And
yeah.
my coach, I remember at practices, he was like, Rob, I'm gonna teach you how to breathe because you're just running. You're not even breathing right. And even
Yeah.
when you're fighting, there's a breathing technique. And a lot of people don't realize, like, yeah, you could just throw punches. See how long that will last.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Like if you're not breathing with your punches, dude, like it's not just it's a science behind it too, man. And like hockey
Yep,
fighting to me, it's its own genre of fighting. It's not like
absolutely.
you can't compare it to something that you did before. Like a street fight's totally different too. Like
Yep.
it's and like yeah, it's its own thing. And like same with MMA, boxing, it's all your own thing. But boxing and MMA, you can get a little bit of separation and kind of
Yep.
jab them off and get your win back. You're holding on to somebody with everything you got, and you're just nail gunning them the whole time, dude. It's its own thing. It does take and on top of that, since synthetic ice, you're it's not like ice. You're working you're working everything you have to stay up and stand there. So
Yeah.
now, if this goes to ice, the last thing I'm worried about is my feet.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
that's coming into play with these synthetic ice. You got to worry about where your feet are and where you're on a right angle. Because if you're not on your edges and you're not literally planted in, a little shot's going to take you right off balance.
And I think that's what we were excited about hearing that Tampa's going to ice, right? So it's giving the real hockey players an advantage, right? Because guys who don't play hockey who might just want to stand and I know you said it's a little slippery or whatever, but I do think that a natural flow of being able to move and grab and stick on ice will be incredible.
Oh yeah, like you're like that's what I mean. Like if there's strictly boxers or strictly MMA fighters that are coming on the synthetic ice, we're learning how to skate on synthetic ice as well.
Yeah,
You take that element out and you still take a boxer who now has to learn how to skate on the ice. We have lots of hours on blades and ice, dude. Like we're hockey players. That's all we did
yeah.
growing up. Like I lived on the ice my whole life, and if the rink wasn't open, we played on the ponds and shit. Like that is where we feel most comfortable. So you're really entering our world when this goes to the real ice. Like yeah, like it's going to be totally different. You're going to see a whole different fighters. Like however good we did on synthetic, times that by 10 when you go to real.
Whew. Go ahead, big bands. My bad. My bad.
Well, this is my final question. I normally always ask anybody, where do you see yourself in BKFC Ice Wars in the near future?
Hopefully, right at the top, my man. You know what I mean? Oh, that's what. If you're not having that mindset coming in here, like I'm not just doing this to get a couple fights, dude. You know what I mean? Everybody that
Yeah.
joins this shit picture themselves being the face of that division they're in, or doing this. Like I'm not here just to get a cup of coffee. I'm hoping I can actually just keep doing this.
You see, and I think that's where like if people haven't played a sport or a combat sport at a high level, they don't understand like you have to feel you're the greatest or else you're already lost, right? Like it's the
Yeah.
one thing, the mindset where I remember people hated me because I would tell people I don't care who I guard, no one's getting open. Didn't matter who the matchup was, but you have to
No.
think that way, right? Like
You
so,
gotta feel it and hear, see it and hear, man. You gotta feel it in there. Like shit, I felt like that's maybe why I didn't get nervous because I already seen me winning the fight before I even got there. You know what I'm saying? Like I had two different opponents or three different opponents because Luke Noel fucked up,
yeah,
and
I heard.
all I AJ was saying, all this. And I said the outcome stays the same. The only thing changes is the faces, dude. That's it. Like I didn't care how big they were. Like Cole Johnson 6'2". Like I'm 5'10". I was supposed to fight a guy that was 6 feet tall. Then I was supposed to fight a guy that was 5'7", and then now I'm fighting a guy that's 6'2". So I mean, it doesn't matter, like I said. But I didn't. if you don't quit, like that's another thing, man. Like it's just no, like I got knocked down twice and I got up every time. Like it didn't phase me. I got knocked down. All I could think about is there's still time on the clock and there's still time to win it. And at the end, that's what happened, man. It was a good fight. Like I could have walked away with that fight and been like, okay, it was pretty close, but yeah, no,
And I think that's where it'll separate a lot of people because I will always stand on this, even though I did not play hockey. Hockey to me is still the last real tough guy sport, right? Like, you
yeah,
know, I love my football. It's incredibly soft anymore, you know, as it is. But
yeah,
like in football, if I hit you, I'm suspended. In hockey, if you hit me, we just go to the box and we can do this in a few minutes, right? Like
that's right. Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
level,
It's the only sport you're allowed to fight in and take a
you know,
5 minute breather. Yeah,
and I don't even think it's the fighting thing. I think like the defensive element to hockey is you know that my defensive guys, or even if they're you know, because you have your forwards that are aggressive and tough too, right?
yeah,
If you're that star and if you try to fuck with me, I got the boys, right? Like
yeah. That's right. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and I think that with Ice Wars, you guys come in with that bravado, like anyone wants it, they're gonna get it. And I think that's what's separating Ice Wars to everything else. Like we had talked about Power Slap. I'm not a fan of it, but if you could sit back and make $1 billion, if Power Slap is $1 billion industry, you're telling me brothers that are really fighting on this ice can't make a living and be the next big thing is crazy to me.
Oh yeah, dude. Like it's like it is. Like I do think it's got the potential to be just as big as anything else. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you see, you know, some big names come here eventually, like that were hockey players. You know what I'm saying? But it's it's a hockey sport, and that's what it should be directed towards. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like it's like BKFC's got their hand doing it, but at the end of the day, it's a hockey sport and it's a hockey fighter's world. And how do I say it? Like no disrespect to anybody that does bare knuckle or anybody that does MMA or UFC or anything like that, but if you give a guy a name, they might be like, "Oh, this is not the right fight for me," you know,
Yep.
like this time, like, "Oh no, I got." I'm thinking maybe I'll go this route. A hockey fighter, it doesn't matter what it is because when we play you and against another team, you might be 6'4", 220 pounds. I can't control that, but I have to fight you anyway. So
Exactly.
we're kind of a different breed when it comes to that shit. I think it's easier to match us up with people because if you're a hockey player and you're a hockey fighter, we don't give a fuck. We
No,
just
it's
don't
true.
just don't care. Like there's never not all this fight's not right for me. Like it's every fight's right for you if you're a hockey fighter, and I believe that I'm a fighter, and a fight's a fight, and what's the worst that could happen, you know?
See, and that's the my bad, McVance. I think that's the part where I grew up. Like I said, I played other sports, but I loved hockey, right? Like I love my Devils. I love, you know, Yager was my guy. Lemieux, all these guys, they were my guys.
Yeah.
But it was nothing like this, right? There's never been something like this before until Ice Wars. So I kind of fell off when they got rid of the defensive element because they want to speed the game up. And I was like, you know, it's not my hockey no more. He gets into hockey. Huh.
Yeah, hockey's like, well, the NHL obviously got a lot different, man. It's not like it used to be. And, you know, and same thing with the Q here. Like they banned fighting and stuff. Like I don't understand how you do that. It's part of the game. It'll always be part of the game. And to be honest with you, everybody, whether they like to say they don't like it or not, everybody loves a good scrap, man.
It changes it because it allows people to know you're not just going to come here and do whatever you want, right? Like
no, like the element of it plays a game, and so does intimidation in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a guy out there running around doing stuff, but yet nobody's doing shit to him. But then you got a legitimate heavyweight fighter that'll come out there, and just his presence alone will completely switch that around.
Exactly.
Like there's a video of Derek Boogaard, man, when he was playing the Anaheim Ducks. They did something dirty, and all they did was put him on the ice for 2 seconds. And the Minnesota Wild crowd went absolutely fucking nuts, and nobody did shit. Nothing.
Because they knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, like he didn't have to fight anybody. The place was chanting for Boogaard to come on the ice. He hopped the boards. He does one lap around the ice and comes off. And nobody did shit. That's all it took for everybody to stop fucking around. That was all it took, was him to jump the boards, do a loop, come back, nothing.
So
just to let you know that he's here. Yeah.
So my last question, and I've been I've hit zeros on everybody. Me, I have a thing for my number 21. I tattooed it on my body. It's all my sports numbers.
Yeah.
Is there an attachment to any number you've had? Because everyone I've asked is like, only thing matters is on the crest on the front, and I'm like, but your number has to be special.
Yeah, no, my number, every time I get to pick my number, it's always 25. That's my number. For one, it's my birthday. I'm April 25th. I always like that number. And that Pascal Morency I told you about, we used to wear number 25 when he played for the Eagles. So it's just been always a number. If I got first grab and that's there, I'll always go for it. But it's kind of sentimental because it's my birthday. And
See, all right,
it's
I'm
something I'll never
happy now.
change.
Now
Yeah.
I'm happy because I finally got somebody who has a love to their number. I'm one for like 13 now, right? Like everybody's kind of like, it's just a number, whatever. Like, but I mean, it is what it is. So
yeah, like you play for the number, your crest in the front. I totally get that, but deep down inside, everyone's got. Hockey players are also superstitious as fuck too. We got weird things we do. Like some people only put the left side on first, or some people got to do something whatever they do. Like, but yeah, there's always a number. Like maybe it was a random number you played with when you were 11 years old, but you scored 15 goals in the fucking thing. You know what I mean? Or
yep.
then you just next year you tried it out and you scored 30. You might get third. It's just random numbers, but that's why I picked 25. Man, 25 is my number if I pick one. So I'll wear whatever number if I absolutely have to. But if my number's there, I'm grabbing 25 every shot.
See, this is what I'm talking about. The warden knows what it is. Everybody else I interviewed, y'all got something wrong with you. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, it is what it is. My brother, please plug anything that you want to plug, and we'll get you up out of here.
No, dude, I just want to say thanks to you guys for doing the podcast, man. I appreciate you getting me on. And I know we were working on it for a little bit here, and we wanted to get the first one out, so I'm finally on here now. Stay tuned because I know there's a lot of fight stuff coming up here in the next couple months. Like I said, my training camp starts today, so whatever you've seen on the last fight, I'm looking to be 10 times better than that. And to my future opponent, man, like I hope you train hard, and I hope you don't want to grab because I'm not looking to dance with you. I just want to sit there and put a show on for everybody. Like I said, I want to be the most exciting fighter. So if you're looking to see what you're going to get out of my fights, you're going to get someone that can throw both hands and wants to go toe to toe. So other than that, I like to plug my wife and my father-in-law actually for being such good quartermen, and you guys, recognizing that. So thank you for that too. Thank you to them too. Yeah.
No. Appreciate it, my brother. Like, it's always an honor to talk with you guys because, like I said, we're both big hockey guys. We love the sport. We love Ice War. So all your time is super appreciated. Salute to the family because they're absolutely 100% amazing. For myself, these two crazies, we out of here.
Okay, boys. Thank you.